Today I would like to speak about equation 4 on page 10. And equation 4 is a very special equation because it's the only equation which unifies classical mechanics with electrodynamics. When James Clerk Maxwell developed classical electrodynamics, he was really a mathematician, and he was collecting equations, thousands of equations, and with the help of other mathematicians who finally, he came up with a set of 4 equations, and these equations are well known as the Maxwell equations. And he predicted, which was amazing in his time, the speed of light. And you have to understand that in the time of James Clerk Maxwell there was a lot of discussion what electromagnetism really was, and if it was possible that electromagnetic waves could propagate through space. Very accurately he calculated the speed of light, and that speed of light turns out to be really what we measure now with higher and higher accuracies. So for that part, all credits to James Clerk Maxwell and all the mathematicians who have helped him. But you have to understand that physics is about this world, it's about the real world. And you cannot make your own ideas in the real world, you just have to follow the laws of physics. And James Clerk Maxwell did not do that. He came up with his own idea, collected his own equations, and completely forgot about Isaac Newton. And you have to understand that the first equation which we spoke about is in the real world not from Newton, but I would say it's the foundation of physics. It is how this universe for us has been designed. I would call it rather the law of the creator of the universe, because you find this law in every part in the universe back. There always have to be equilibrium, whatever happens. But there's one big thing what most scientists didn't even realize, that Newton and also his equation doesn't say anything about the origin of the force. It can be a physical origin, but it can also be a magnetic origin, or an electric origin, or a gravitational origin, or an inertia force. So all these forces together have to equal 0 when you add them in the total. That means that there has to be perfect equilibrium between all the forces. And that's why the force is so real from this world. The force is which connects everything in this world and keeps it together. It's always about the force. So if you want to unify in physics, classical mechanics, with electrodynamics, with quantum physics, and with general relativity, there's only one way to do this, and that is by the force. And that's why the force is here, the key in this universe to unify everything. And we will now start to unify classical mechanics with electrodynamics and see that we come up with an equation which contains all the 4 equations for Maxwell, but more, because we cannot ignore the inertia of light. And that's why equation 4 is so very important, because this equation unifies in fact electric forces, magnetic forces and mechanical forces. It's unifying the mechanical physics with classical electrodynamics. And for this reason, this equation is the foundation of the first step in unification. You have to realize that there are other worlds, and in different worlds, there are different laws. If you die and your soul leaves your body behind, then your soul is not anymore related to this universe. It suddenly has no mass anymore. It doesn't need any force to accelerate. You can go beyond the speed of light, and you can go with enormous speeds, very high and much higher than the speed of light. You can go even to other galaxies because these laws from this universe do not count anymore in the life after. But you also have to understand, some people step out before it is their time, that also that universe where you come to, that world where you come to, that reality has its own laws. And you cannot deny these laws. And you will notice that if you step out before it's your time, that you will feel all the sadness and all the pain and all the horrible things that you leave behind. With the people, you will feel them. You can go galaxies away, but you will feel them because emotions, pain, love, and all these emotions don't know distance. There is no distance. You feel them immediately and you will keep being connected to them. And it happens very often that after somebody steps out life, regrets it. He didn't know it was causing so much pain and so much horrible things, and he wants to go back. But that is the real, very fundamental law in the real afterworld. You cannot go back. If you step out, you can never come back. You have to understand that. You are here temporary, yes, but it's much better to wait till you're called, till it is your time, and then you're ready, and then you will get guidance to go safe to the other place, because else the other place is not safe, and all the pain you leave behind is what you will feel, and it will hurt there, and you will regret it, but there will be no way, no possibility, no option to go back. And what he's speaking here about in this course is only about the physics from this universe, the law from this universe. And in this law in physics, we really have to unify everything to understand this world better. And that's why equation 4 is in fact the foundation of the first step in unification between classical mechanics and electrodynamics.